We've got a lot to talk about. It is a first alert weather day, and we're going to give you the lowdown on what's going on with your Wednesday weather. Hey, this is First Alert Chief Meteorologist Steve Beylon live in the First Alert Weather Center. Lots going on. And we're going to break down our next weather maker. It is due in here in a few hours, and it's going to give us a round of some heavy to potentially severe thunderstorms. They'll be tracking across the area as we go through this afternoon. And most of these severe thunderstorms are going to be from the Green Bay area and south into the Fox Valley and east central Wisconsin. So that's why today is a first alert weather day. This is a live view from our Oshkosh sky cam. The camera's pointed to the south, and you can see some of the clouds that are bubbling up out there. It looks like we're dry in downtown Oshkosh. Despite those clouds, it's 76 degrees and it is muggy. The dew point is sitting at 71. So you can see there is rain very close to Oshkosh there on First Alert Viper Max, especially out over Lake Winnebago and heading into Calumet County. A few showers that are not too far from New Holstein, stretched back towards the Waupun area, and that's all moving north and east. Nothing severe, but a quick little burst of some moderate to briefly heavy rain is a possibility. Now, as we widen out Viper Max, you can see to the west there's a swirling area of showers, and this was actually part of a batch of thunderstorms that came across Iowa in the pre-dawn hours this morning. Now, those thunderstorms, as you can see them pushing towards Dubuque, kind of is falling apart. They're kind of outrunning the area of low pressure that helped to kick them off. But what's going to happen is this swirling area of low pressure is going to push into Wisconsin and combine with a cold front that's coming in from the north. And these two features are going to merge together and create a round of some severe weather across the region. And one of the biggest concerns that we have here in the First Alert Weather Center is the possibility of some heavy rainfall in that area of green from Marathon County to Manitowoc County, which cuts through the Fox cities and Green Bay. We've got a flood watch that's been issued by the National Weather Service. This goes until 10 o'clock tonight. Thunderstorms this afternoon and early evening could drop 1 to 3 inches of soaking rain, and that is a pretty significant amount. So here's the forecast: thickening clouds, quite humid, a high of 82 degrees. And I think that's going to be either around or just a hair before lunchtime. And then the thunderstorms come in. The storms coming in, plus a northeast breeze behind that aforementioned cold front, is going to cause our afternoon temperatures to drop down through the 70s, and we'll be in the 60s as we head towards this evening. So there's a topside view of our satellite and radar combo, and you can see that, there's still some sun across eastern Wisconsin, but not for too much longer. Ahead of that swirling area of low pressure, we've got a level 1 to a level 2 risk of severe weather across eastern Wisconsin. This is a marginal to slight risk, if you will. Basically, isolated to scattered severe thunderstorms will be possible through this evening. The big concerns: damaging straight line winds in excess of 60 miles an hour, heavy rain that can cause some flash flooding. It's a situation where people coming home from work later today might encounter some standing or rising water. Now, if you're driving and you encounter flood waters in front of you, especially in low-lying areas, especially in urban areas, you want to pick a different path. You hear meteorologists and news anchors like to say, turn around, don't drown. It's very dangerous to drive through running water or rising water. Depending on how much of it is, it can actually lift up your automobile and cause damage to your car as well. So please pick a different path. Do not drive through any rising floodwaters if you encounter that later today coming home from work, as it could coincide with that evening drive time home. So here's First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. And let's see here. That's actually not the graphic I want to show. I will be able to call up the graphic that I want to show, though. We've got that cold front moving through the area, and there we go. It's going to create a wide range of high temperatures. Now, behind the front across northern Wisconsin, we're cooling down a bit with highs in the 60s and the 70s. Let me go back to see that graphic one more time. Highs in the 60s and 70s across the North Woods, but ahead of this cool front, it's going to be warm and humid with highs getting up into the 80s this afternoon for Wautoma, Wapaka, the Fox Valley, and over towards the Sheboygan area. So a couple isolated showers are possible through the midday. The main event comes in after 1 o'clock this afternoon, and First Alert Pinpoint Predictor has latched on to this compact area of intense thunderstorms And if predictor is right, they'll be around Wapaka and around Wild Rose and heading into Omro around 3 o'clock this afternoon, pushing into the Fox Cities and Green Bay closer to 4, 5 p.m. By 5 p.m., you could see some of that heavy weather heading into Sturgeon Bay, Luxembourg, over towards Two Rivers. By the time we get to about 7 o'clock this evening, the heaviest of the storms are pushing out over Lake Michigan. So the storms later today might be fairly quick movers, but boy, are they going to be packing a punch with heavy rain and some gusty winds. Now, the heavy weather moves out, but there might be a few leftover showers during the overnight hours, especially across northern Wisconsin. But I think around this time tomorrow, skies will be clearing out across the area. So this is the rainfall potential on First Alert Pinpoint Predictor, and there's a narrow stripe of a good 1 to 3 inches of soaking rain for the Fox Valley. And again, this could coincide with the drive time home. So that's something that drivers definitely need to keep an eye out for. So Watoma over to the Fox Cities and Manitowoc and even north in Green Bay, you could exceed an inch. So that is definitely a main hazard with one of these batches of thunderstorms that come through later today. These are the current temperatures. Lots of 70s across the area. There's some 60s in the north. And as we look at your First Alert Super 7-day forecast, the high of 82, that's going to be midday with temperatures dropping down through the 70s as we go through the afternoon. Showers, thunderstorms, severe weather possible this afternoon. And then behind the front, well, we get a taste of some comfortable weather, and it will be a treat. Highs will be in the low to mid 70s for Thursday and Friday. We'll see mostly sunny skies, although Friday could end a little cloudier for folks in the north. Speaking of Friday, Friday is going to be a really nice day to go to the Fond du Lac County Fair, especially in the evening. Pleasant temperatures dropping from the 70s down into the 60s. As the evening wears on, there probably will be an increase of clouds, but we should stay dry Friday evening at the Fond du Lac County Fair. And by the way, the fair is going on all the way through the weekend, so you don't have to go Friday night, but that's just a suggestion. All right, so looking deeper into the First Alert Super 7-day forecast, the humidity comes back a bit on Saturday with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Not quite as humid on Sunday with some sunshine, high of 76, and the temperatures are going up into early next week. 79 on Monday, 84 on Tuesday, probably more 80s after that. A humid stretch with times of showers and thunderstorms, and that's probably going to coincide with the start of EAA Air Venture. Hard to really tell you the exact time those thunderstorms are going to happen Monday into Tuesday and beyond, but just know there's going to be some on and off storm chances during this tremendous aviation festival, and something that is definitely needs to be watched very closely, especially if you're going to be doing any camping there. Sometimes we have some issues with heavy rain and campers there outside of Whitman Field, so that's something that is going to probably be right of, the forefront of our forecast going into next week. So we've got a busy weather day going on today. Being a First Alert Weather Day, we encourage people to stay tuned to us on the TV side, also following things on social media, and also using our free WBAY First Alert Weather app. Lots of great tools in our app, especially when there's storms on the Doppler radar. You can see where they've been tracking over the past hour. You can see where they're going to go in the future. You can also get alerts pushed to your phone for, severe thunderstorm watches and warnings and any other alerts the Weather Service sends out. The storm tracking tools with the Doppler radar are very, very helpful, give you an idea of how big the hail might be, how strong the winds could be. And you can also get push alerts via the app to let you know when heavy rain is in your vicinity or if lightning strikes are within 10 miles of your location. So there's lots of helpful information if you tap that app. And if you are able to, depending on how you're watching this live stream, you can use your smartphone or your tablet to scan the QR code on the side of your screen there to download that app, the First Alert Weather app, to your device for free. Now, coming up later today on Action 2 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10, meteorologist Emily Mers is in, and she's going to hopefully get a jump on this severe weather risk as we go through the afternoon and keep you updated through our newscast as far as what's going on. If the storms are bad enough, I might be forced to come back in and join Emily for some coverage. We'll kind of play that by ear and see how things go. I do suspect that we're going to see storms erupt very quickly as we go into the afternoon, and things could go downhill very quickly. So I might find myself joining Emily for a tag team weather coverage if things get bad enough. So definitely keep informed with what's going on. All right, thank you for watching our First Alert Weather live stream. Cream coming up on Action 2 News mid-morning. That's starting in about 15 plus minutes from now. We'll give you some more weather, and Aisha's working on some of the top news stories, and so much to talk about coming up in our 9 a.m. show. All right, thank you very much. Make sure you and your family stay weather aware and weather ready. We'll catch you later on. Have a great day, and again, be safe.